We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race. We hold it tight in every space, making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last. Making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last.
It's time for another conversation. Welcome to Making It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, with other people. And this time around, I am hmm, privileged and happy to have a friend of mine, Neil Nunes, broadcaster. Neil, welcome.
Great to be here. Thank you so much. It's a real pleasure.
So, before coming on, just trying to decide what we talk about because Neil and I have been friends now for a while. And in my mind, I said, Neil, when we met, I was your boss. Eons ago, that's almost like a lifetime ago. We said 26 years ago. But somewhat over time, as we said, we have quote unquote made it last. So, what do you think has caused that? Because even before this recording started, even Karen and I saying a friendship of over 20 odd years is not something to take lightly. So I was thinking, is it power dynamics that would have shifted? Whatever we were gonna put it, but we came up with the whole idea of when leaders become friends. So let's delve into that. What do you think over time has allowed us to stay connected?
I'm just such a lovely person.
So humble. I mean, wow.
Well,
Yeah.
no, that's a joke. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's credit to you. It's credit to you. Not all leaders and bosses do become friends, but it's your accessible nature and your humble spirit. Um, so you are the leader who was more interested in one's holistic welfare. Um, and your level of there are different styles of leadership,
Mm-hmm.
and your style is more beside the individual as opposed to above the individual. You lead from beside and behind. You'll push from behind, and that's something that I appreciate. And so you're always willing to have a chat and shoot the breeze, as the saying goes. So you make a friendship last when there are no barriers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I know that I'm sounding like I'm bigging you up, but he that would have a friend or she that would have a friend needs to be a friend,
Mm-hmm.
and you are friendly. Now, in the world in which we live, sadly, that type of personality can be disrespected, can be devalued. People can take that for granted. Because I am, in my walk in life, sadly, I've come across people who think that in order to be seen as a great leader, you need to be distant and aloof.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they exchange very little with those with whom they work.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that way with you. We were friends from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You're the leader who will crack jokes and all that kind of thing. Um, and I have to be careful how I say this now. I don't want your head to swell too much. Want the headphones to stay. But you are. I'm going to expand on the point now, and then I'll let you come in
Mm-hmm.
about interest in one's welfare. So I leave, I go overseas, and I ring you up and I'll say I'm coming to Jamaica, and you're like, yeah, sure, come and see me. Or I'll call you up and like, who's staying in your second room? No one. And I come and spend a few days and so on. And so I think you're going to have to explain to
Hmm.
folks
Hmm.
how you operate.
Hmm.
But I have a great deal of respect and a very high valuation on people who care about people,
Hmm.
people who are interested in people, people who do what they do, not to tick a box or to get paid, because you didn't have to be doing what you're doing. You could have gone overseas millions of years ago. Um, so for me, I treasure individuals. I have a little box and I put these individuals in this little box, this my little coalition of good people. And I think that's what it is. So you and I cannot talk for what, 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year. And you'll notice we never say goodbye.
Hmm.
It's always see you later.
Hmm.
Because it's a conversation that continues for 26
Hmm.
years.
It's
Those are
it's
my thoughts.
yeah. I'm smiling because you somewhat answered it, but you said that I have the tendency of basically leading beside or behind. But in my mind, somebody listening or watching this will think then, how then are those boundaries maintained? Because there hasn't been any time in my life where in my mind I thought in some way you would have quote unquote overstepped, if you understand what I mean, your boundary. Because if that was the case, you would not stay at my house. So,
Yeah, but
I,
you
mhm,
you are very direct, but you're not rude.
okay.
So you are direct,
Okay.
but at least from my standpoint, there's the understanding that if Noreen is going to say, Neil, you should have done X or Y or Z, that's because you care.
Mm,
And maybe it's our culture, where you respect the boss.
mm-hmm,
So, so,
mm-hmm,
so, so I approach everybody with respect, no matter who it is, whether it's that man on the street who's sleeping on the street or that high person in the office. I respect you as a person. I respect your office. This person is a leader, and so on and so forth. Um, and you are an authority, but you're one of these unique blends where you mix authority with humor and ease.
okay.
So again, it's credit to you.
Hmm,
Um, but you don't need to carry a big stick to enforce boundaries.
okay.
A boundary can simply be enforced with the raise of an eyebrow, and you are very good at raising your eyebrow.
Yeah.
So,
I've been told that my facial expressions speak
yeah, so
a lot. Mm-hmm.
um, but as I said, I am interested in people. Here's one of your credits, right? You genuinely want to see young people excel,
Mm,
and you do not feel threatened by their excellence or their rise. In fact, you see it as a feather in
interesting.
your cap. So
Hmm,
that blend, maybe you got it from your parents, I don't know. Credit to your mother and father, but and the Bible. But I think that's
hmm,
how Christianity works. I think that's what we call servant leadership.
hmm,
Jesus was the leader, but he was the foot washer in chief.
yeah.
But there was no doubt that he was the leader. Um, but as I was saying to some people the other day, the highest rank in heaven is the position of servant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so we strive to achieve, not to become somebody, because in Christ we are somebody. We strive to serve. We climb high so we can stoop low. That's how it is in our ecology, in our system. I am Neil Nunes, broadcaster, journalist, and church elder, etc., having this conversation here with Noreen Daly on the Making It Last podcast. We'll continue the conversation after this message from our partners.
Does your business lack branding? Having difficulty realizing your vision? Look no further. Splinth Brand Design Consultancy specializes in developing personal and business brands. Services include strategic management, website creation, social media branding, and more. Visit them online at www.wearesplint.com. Splinth, the brand you need to succeed.
Langdo Language Institute was created to meet your language and communication needs. All of our packages were created just for you. We are passionate about language and dedicated to your success. We offer the CSEC English program, the Study Buddy program, the Get Ahead with English program, and the Business Communication program. Contact us at 767-285-0938 or email us at landolanguage@gmail.com, because the real question is, how can we help you?
It is said that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, but when you also find a good MC, it makes her a better wedding. But as a smart man, I'd love for my wife to endorse this message.
We really did enjoy our wedding, the entire ceremony, but we especially enjoyed our reception, not only because we were our own family and friends, but because our MC made it so intimate, so special for everyone. So it wasn't just about us, it was about the coming together of everyone, and that's what we wanted for our wedding.
And I am not so mushy, but I felt the emotions on that day. I felt as if my mother was doing the hosting. And you know what I love the most or appreciate the most is the fact that she was calm under pressure. When I was uncertain, she was calm, collective, and reassuring.
Yes.
And I felt like I was in the hands of a good pilot.
So all in all, we did enjoy our day, and we would recommend Miss Daly to anybody for their ceremony, their reception, whatever function, really. But for our wedding day, having her there was very special.
If you have a ceremony to host, the choice is Noreen Daly. If you have sense, then you know it's Noreen Daly because it makes sense.
Welcome back. Let's continue the conversation.
I'm sitting down and I'm smiling. I'm smiling because it's interesting to hear somebody speak about me that way while I'm still alive, and I'm humbled by it. And I'm hoping people don't miss the point of this episode. Because the reality is that for me, life is a cycle. And it continues to be a cycle. And I think sometimes some of us in leadership positions sometimes forget that. And I think one of the things, and you're right, I look back at my life and I'm like, why am I this way? Because I've always seen my parents serving others, and in no way, because of them helping or serving others, did I in any way feel deprived. So I've grown up seeing that. So I think to a large degree, that is what that is. I've also been blessed to have persons in my life who I've looked up to, who poured into me. And I think
Can
it's
I
also
can
my
I
responsibility to pour into others.
can I interrupt you for a second, because you made a point that it's a very important point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an important point. I wouldn't have appreciated that point years ago, but I'm older now and I have children. You said you did not see your parents pouring into others and feel deprived. Mm. And that's the challenge. Because when you have young people, because I still pour into others a lot. I'm mentoring, I am picking up kids from school that are not mine, I am so on and so forth. And it's a pleasure, right? But your own people can look and think, why are you so available to everyone else? Not recognizing that you're setting the template for each one reach one. Because having people in your life who pour into others is actually a gift and a blessing. And it's a rarity. And the tragedy is that it's a rarity. That is
Yeah.
why I wanted to highlight that point to say, boy, what a beautiful thing that you saw your parents giving.
Mm-hmm.
On a given Sabbath, there were different people coming into your household, some of whom you didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And you decide, wow,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do likewise. And that legacy, I pray that my own people and others can
True.
see the need for that. Two things. One is a very esoteric, big thing,
Mm-hmm.
but let me go small first. And sorry to dominate the conversation. I think the more you pour into others is the more you have left in your cup. I think that's a divine thing. God replenish those who replenish others. But at the same time, it's not an two exclusive points. I think they feed into each other. You can only pour a lot from a vessel that is big.
Mm.
You got a very tiny cup. You can only love according to your
Mm-hmm.
capacity. When
Mm-hmm.
your capacity is small, no
Mm-hmm.
matter no matter what your intentions, that this is as much as you can give because this is what you've got, or this, and so on and so forth. But when you are loving from God's perspective, because you feel that you have been given a lot and that you have been blessed,
Mm.
like the woman with the little oil in Elisha, Elisha's time. No matter how you pour,
Yeah.
you will still have
Still
left
more.
because it is God that is doing the replenishing. Friendship is God's idea. He made people and he
Mm-hmm.
made us relational. So friendship works when we approach it from his lens and his perspective. That's how I see it anyway.
I think one of the things, though, something that just popped up in my mind, I think one of the reasons you and I have been able to remain friends is that we've been able to be ourselves with each other.
Yeah.
There are a lot of times that people are in friendships and you can only be a particular way with this particular friend. You can be this particular. I think where you and I are concerned, we can be ourselves with each other. And it's really something that I don't think I've ever verbalized it before, but I think that's one of the ways we've been able to stay in contact. And that is why it's not a quote unquote high maintenance friendship, in that we don't have to talk to each other every month. We don't have to talk to each other every 6 months, but the connection is still there.
Mm. Yeah, but you see, well, thank you for saying that, but we have to take people for who they are. Our friends are not sent to us to be fixed by us as if
Mm,
we carry all the answers. We can set an example because example is the best teacher. We can point people to Jesus Christ. We can say, no, my friend, not so.
mhm.
But who you are is who you are, and we have to respect each other for who we are, and value what is there. But we're always on a growth continuum, at least I am.
Same.
And we can encourage each other to grow. And I think growing is even why we're doing this, because we don't have to be here talking about long-lasting friendship. But you're interested in growth, and I'm interested in growth, and we like to share that
Mhm.
which we learn and that which we discover and that which because imagine a life of no growth, how boring that is,
Mhm.
in my perspective at least. So I think yes, we have to respect each other who we are, but there has to be some things in common. And
True.
I think that's what we have in common. They say birds of a feather flock together, don't they?
Yeah. Or we could use the other one, but we're gonna work with birds of a flock together and great minds think alike. Or, we're gonna work with that one. We're gonna work with that one. But as we're wrapping up though, Neil, if in your mind you had to say, of all that said, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who listen, those of you who watch this episode, if it is that you have a friendship that you want it to last, this would be my one word or my one tip for you. What would that be?
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I have no one word.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I don't do one word.
Okay, sir.
Allow me to
Mm-hmm.
use a phrase from the Bible.
Okay.
and allow me to misapply it. I know some of the people watching will be Bible scholars. So
Okay.
yes, I'm going to take it out of context, but I like the phrase from Daniel. It's a dreadful phrase. You are weighed in the balance and found wanting. Allow me to use the weigh in the balance. Every day we weigh people. Every single day we weigh each other. Some of us don't know how to weigh people properly. Some of us don't understand. From a marriage perspective, let me just address that for a second. Yes, you might be disappointed with that woman or that guy that you're married to, but understand that the little things are the great things. Appreciate the little things. Appreciate the smile, appreciate the companionship. Weigh that as valuable, not just the paycheck. Weigh the fact that she has given you kids and cleaned the house and yeah, but I can do that myself. Yeah, but weigh her proper. Weigh people properly. Your father might be a so and so, but he worked and he gave you lunch money and his capacity was this small, but he loved you with the maximum of that small capacity. Weigh people properly. If people weighed people better, we wouldn't have as many divorces and many breakup of friendships. I see people not as what I can get from them, but how I can serve. Matthew 25. Well done, good and faithful servant. When servanthood is your lens, relationship lasts more. So I'm saying three things. I'm saying weigh people properly. See those qualities. Somebody come off the road and say, morning, and give you an ice cement, a sweet, a candy. They were thinking about you. They could have kept their candy to themselves. Sorry, I'm a bit passionate about this, Noreen. I know you want to close. But weigh, value, Noreen, for you and everybody. Here's how I see life. Every moment spent with you, spent with a friend, is a privilege. We didn't have to be here. Didn't have to be friends. People didn't have to like you. People didn't have to help you when they cross your path. So when you weigh people in the balance, don't just cut them off because they don't work for you at this moment. That's selfishness. Weigh people properly and serve people. Yeah, those friends are not adding anything to my life. Yes, but why don't you add something to their life? Since your life is so brilliant, why don't you pour into them? You know what I mean? So those are the main things that I think that we need to recognize. And when you value people properly and you treasure people properly, you might not have enough to give back or so, but let them know. Let them know, because everybody's going through something.
Yep.
Tonight, somebody will be in the bedroom at 10 o'clock, whether they're in a marriage or not. And they might go through a lonely moment and a questioning moment, and a text or a message to say, I value you. Thank you for your friendship. It could work wonders for them. That's how I see it at any rate. And there are different categories of friends. And different friends serve different purposes at different times.
Sure.
But we're all on a journey, and God has given us family we call friends to help us along this path. And we need to treasure each other, value each other, serve each other. And when you see good in people, don't take that for granted, not even for a second, because it never had to be this way. Because there are so many people out there who don't have what we have. So publicly, I'd like to thank you, Noreen. Noreen, you're a very risky individual for taking the risk on an 18-year-old, putting me on your radio station at the time, and being Noreen, you're slightly crazy. you're crazy to believe that strange young people whom you meet can do wonderful things. And just believing in a young person. Like, where is the evidence that you have that this young person can do anything? But you just believe.
Well, I purposely didn't introduce you as such, but where you now? Yeah, BBC. So, yeah. Took a chance, here we are. God be praised.
But
Excellent.
but love is the riskiest thing on the planet. So relationships are by their nature risky.
Relationships are?
Relationships are by nature
Yeah.
risky.
And as they say, you win some and you lose some. And thank God, for the most part, I've
Amen.
been on the winning side. So,
Yeah.
thank you as well. This was Make It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, with other people. I'm Mary Daly. Until next time.
We talk it out, no time to waste. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race. We hold it tight in every space, making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last. Making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last.